Hey there. So, my next guest focused on the B2B side of marketing for the esports space. So, this was actually really interesting because this is the first person I've seen kind of doing that marketing on the B2B side on esports. And I've had other people who like help with sponsorships and that sort of thing, but this is more of a more holistic look at marketing. This was a wonderful interview. I know you're all going to love it. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bradford Carlton. Today, we have a very special guest with us. We have Louis Dalpe. Hey there, Louis. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
It is a beautiful sunny day in Las Vegas. How about yourself?
It is a kind of cloudy day here in Montreal, so I guess it's still going good though.
All right, wonderful. All right, so I do not like doing a lot of small talk on the show. I don't like, chit chat. I just want to go right into it. So why don't we begin by just telling us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, as you might have guessed with my name, I'm French Canadian. So born and raised in Montreal. Always been a huge sports and video game kind of guy. So growing up, just doing pretty much both as an equal part. So it has always been a way for me to get that steam off coming after school, or just now in the professional world, it's always been the way that I've been able to take things off my mind. So I'm really a social kind of guy. So love everything about getting in touch with people, meeting new people. Everything marketing is also a things that I love. But yeah, big sports and esports guy for sure.
Fantastic. All right, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Before we do that, though, I ask every guest a single question. So I'm gonna ask you, just like I ask everybody else, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, how weird are you, Louis?
um, I don't think I consider myself being a weird guy, to be honest. I think I'd say like around like maybe 3.5 maybe. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty low. I like it. I've had people on the show like I'm 12, I'm 17, 106. Okay, if you guys say so.
Yeah, I think in esports you have every kind of people, but I think with my like sports background, marketing background, I'm more like in the kind of a practical kind of guy. So right down to business. So I think that might be why I think I'm not like the weirdest guy around, maybe. I don't know.
There you go. All right. Now, Louis, this is the Gamerpreneur, so I do need your gaming cred. When did you first start playing video games?
Oh, must have been like around maybe 4 years old, playing some Pokemon on my really old, I think it was the Game Boy Pocket at the time. They didn't have any colors in that console. But after that, I was really big into Call of Duty for like maybe 5 years. So let's say like from 9 to 14 years old. And after that, I got big into World of Warcraft. So super addictive game. Played that for the next 3 to 4 years. And after that, I got into MOBA games. So League of Legends was my go-to for, again, 3 to 4 years. And now I had like a small break of playing games just because it's just kind of hard to find the time to do so now when you get older. But I got when Blizzard announced they were coming back with World of Warcraft Classic, I got back into that. So now I'm playing some WoW with my old buds, and it's just a good game to play around, and the community is also great. It's one of the best ones around. So yeah, World of Warcraft Classic is my go-to right now.
I love it. I'm not brave enough to try Classic because I spent so long back in the day playing on vanilla. Horde or Alliance?
Horde all the way.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming you don't have any other time for any other game since you're playing Warcraft. If you had to say, what is your all-time favorite game? If you only had to pick one, which one is it?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I might go to like one of the games that I started playing that I got super into. It's just a shooter game, just Halo 3. I don't know why, but that game was just so complete for me, and I just really loved that title. Or the first Call of Duty that ever had the zombie game mode. I think that was just really awesome game. So I think, yeah, Halo 3 or I think it was like Call of Duty 7, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the fifth one. There's so many Call of Duties now, but yeah, one of these.
Okay, fantastic. Now that's enough for the gaming side. Let's talk about the preneur stuff. Why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about your professional background and how you
Mhm.
ended up in the position you're at now?
Yeah, so my professional background is pretty new. I'm only on the let's say the business market for maybe 3 years now. Actually just finished a master's degree in marketing, specializing in sports marketing. So I knew that was gonna be my way to take going into the professional market. So I started off doing an internship when I was doing my master's at the agency that I'm currently working at right now. And what we were doing at the time is that we were helping B2B organizations generating more corporate opportunities using LinkedIn and the social selling approach to do so. And we had our own software to help and everything. And when I came in, it was to do a market research to see if sports teams could use that kind of service to attract new sponsors, new decision makers for kind of suites for suites purpose and things like that. So I started off doing that, and after my summer of internship, I got offered the position to start actually my division in sports and really seizing that opportunity that I found throughout that summer and kind of taking it to a new level. But after I think it was like around 2 months after that, I realized that the event side of things and also the esports side of things and coming out with my passion also in the field were really two pillars that were really great, that could really benefit from that kind of approach. So and now I'm really more concentrated into the esports side of things. So I started commercializing that kind of whole service to the esports community as of only January this year, but we've got a lot of attraction towards teams, and that's currently where I'm at right now. So currently leading our division in esports sports and events at B3 Stent, and also being an account manager for the agency. So kind of the jack of all trade in the agency right now.
Wonderful. And how did your business, how did your bosses feel about the fact that you wanted to focus kind of on esports? It's fairly new. People aren't
Oh
quite
yeah,
sure what it is. Like, was there any resistance, or were they all on board?
they're I must admit that I have a boss at the time that was really open to any kind of interest that I had. I think he really believed in the marketing sense that I had in me, in the business sense, and he really believed in the opportunity that I saw in the esports industry to approach that market and really kind of offer the service that we now offer. So he really believed in me on that sense, but also for sure, just like you said, it's a really kind of new market, and not a lot of people know about that market, and also the kind of the money opportunity behind it of sponsoring a team, of partnering up with a team. So it was kind of a education part on my side to tell him more about what we could do here and how we can help those teams out. So I don't think there was any kind of um, how can I say that? Just like confrontation with him. I think it was really more about educating him on the opportunity. And when that was made, I think I've sold my point really well, but he believed in it and he said, go for it. You'll still have those kind of objectives to meet. And at the end of the day, if they're met, I'm happy that you can go forward and lead that division and take it to a whole new level.
All right, that's great. Now, esports is especially people in the esports space. They think they're special. They think they're unique. They think that they're this whole separate thing as opposed to everybody else. But you kind of got started on generally sports.
Yeah.
Now, is there a vast difference between them, or are they fairly similar?
I'd say they're fairly similar, but maybe more into esports. I think people have a tendency of thinking they're really great at what they're doing because they're led by a passion of doing so, and they're the only one maybe in the industry with that passion. But when you're really talking with people from one organization to another, you realize they pretty much have the same background, they have the same passion for it, so they're not really special from one another. And it's the same with me. I mean, I have the same passion. And as far as in sports, when I was doing my internship, I got the chance to speak with, I believe it was like 18 decision makers in different pro teams across North America. And they kind of were just like normal people to me. They were really my idols coming into the calls with them, but I realized they were just normal people with a great story, just like any other people. And coming back to your question, I think they're really they feel like they're lucky to have that position, but I don't think feel maybe like comparing esports to sports as far as feeling like they're the top notch of the game. I didn't have that same feeling talking with those people in sports, just maybe because they had a larger background. Esports is so new, so I think people still believe they're going to be the ones making the changes of the industry and taking to a whole new level. But sports is still kind of a old market, if you want. So it already has its roots in the industry, and I don't think might explain why there's a difference there.
Okay. Are you finding it difficult to be able to market the esports world? Is it a different type of marketing? Or I mean, obviously it's a different type of audience, but beyond that, what's unique about it?
I'd say the friendliness of the esports community and ecosystem is amazing. I mean, it's so much fun to speak with people in the esports community, even if they're not a prospect or if they're a client. It's always great to meet people in esports. It's always such a great time, always great talks. So I really love doing so. In sports, sometimes people are more like, oh, I don't have time for that, or things like that. So even though it's always hard to be able to get into a niche market that is esports and trying to find your place in there, but when you're able to finally have those first few partners, after that it's just a game of word of mouth. So if you're doing a good job, I think that's where you're going to get a good references, and your name will be the talk around town in esports, talking about, in my case, sponsors, hopefully.
Okay, fantastic. Now, kind of you, like, what is your day to day like? I mean, are you just on the phone all day? No one does that anymore. Like, or like, how does it work for you doing this position?
Since right now, like I said, I'm an account manager for just the agency in general, but also leading my division. So my day pretty much looks like half of the day I'm managing our general clients, so making sure that their strategy are top notch. I'm having some monthly coaching with them, so we make sure that the strategies we have in place are well according to their objectives and things like that. But on the side, on the esports, sports and event side, this is where I'm doing most of my business dev efforts. So having a lot of Visio conferences, just like right now, having a lot of talks also with my esports clients. So it's really a mix of everything. There's no day like the previous one. Every day is different, and that's what I love about it. It's like I said, I really feel like the jack of all trade here. So I love doing everything, and I love having a lot on my plate. That's just how I'm built. So yeah, I think every day is just having calls, but not for the same purpose. It's pretty much what it comes down to.
Okay, wonderful, Louis. Now, there are a lot of people out there who would love to be, doing this type of work. Who'd love to be working with esports companies. Who'd love to just have a job nowadays after the pandemic, right? What makes you unique or different? What sets you apart from all these, thousands and millions of other people who are trying to break in this way, but you were able to do it?
Yeah, that's a good question. First, I think the answer to that is that I feel like a lot of people in esports, they're just coming out of their passion. They're trying to build on their passion for the esports scene, but there's so many people just like them that love video games, that love playing, that love seeing the competitive space. But you got to kind of differentiate yourself with maybe educational background, and that's kind of the avenue that I wanted to take, doing my master's and specializing in sports marketing. So I think that really helped me build a business sense and understanding a bit more about behind the scenes of an esports team, because I might not know, to be honest, I might not know the statistics of every teams, and every games and everything in between, but I know how the business world in esports works. And I think that's what's helping me as well. And also, I guess, a little bit of luck as well. Like I said, my boss was super amazing at first to give me that opportunity to explore the esports market. So I think you need to have that mentor person that believes in you, but first you got to kind of sell yourself or sell your product and let him understand that there's an opportunity there. So I think, I'd say educational always helps. So, and also having a bit of luck, a bit of a mentor that helps you also build those new connections. And then again, especially in esports, it's such a niche market that you need to kind of have a network of contacts to help you get that first interview to get it the first job in esports, and after that you can build on that for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so how long have you been at this firm then?
I've been here for, I believe it's like 2.5 years now.
Okay. So, Louis, I'd like you to hop on a time machine with me. We're going to go back in time to, we'll say, when you were first starting college. All right. So not too long ago, but you get to go up to little Louis back then. And you get to go, look, little Louis, this is everything that's going to happen in your future. All the good, all the bad, all the ups, all the downs. Here's everything that's happened to me, all of my knowledge. But if there was one thing you absolutely had to impress upon him, what would it be?
That's a really good question. I think simply being humble, being understanding the luck that you will be given, and trusting people and building on those relationships that will take you to the next level. I think that would be kind of the message that I would love to tell them.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to give you like the quintessential interview question. Where do you see the market in 5 years?
I see the esports market building for sure on the mobile game side of things. I think that's really a pillar that's getting a lot of traction right now. I see also, since I'm more working on the sponsor side of things, I see brands understanding what is esports way more. So kind of giving more of a credibility to the market as a whole as well. So more brands coming in, especially in the non-endemic side of things. I also see media rights getting more and more expensive for the esports. So just to answer your question, I see the whole esports industry getting bigger and getting closer to what sports is right now. And I see esports maybe getting even more bigger than the sports industry as a whole, and generating more. And I mean, the audience is there, so it's just a matter of time before companies jump in and want to tap into that new esports wave that we're seeing.
All right, that's great. And you're perfectly positioned, aren't you? Okay. A little personal, Louis. You see, I actually believe we learn the most in our life from our failures, not necessarily our successes. Because when you succeed the first time you try something, you may not learn like the right way to do it. You just kind of got lucky. But if you fail, you got to take a look at it. You got to figure out what went wrong. You'll be able to iterate in order to move forward and succeed the next time. So I'd like to ask you, what do you consider your biggest failure in life, and what did you learn from it?
I think my biggest failure in life is, I think it's, according to like my educational background, it's coming back to thinking back of when I was in primary school, in high school, or even we have something here in Quebec that we call CEGEP. It's kind of like prep school, but I had such a hard time getting good grades, and just like failures after failures made me understand how to better study, how to better understand things, how to better open my mind to professionals that can help me and get to the next level. So I think it's not, maybe not one failure in particular, but it's just accumulative of all those bad grades that I had growing up that led me to finally have a master's degree, which I thought was going to be impossible for me. I mean, after prep school, I didn't even know if I was going to go into college because my grades were so bad, but I still did it. And now it helped me on my professional career to trust people, build on relationships, and to really listen to what people have to say. It's really a great advice I think I could give as well. Is just listen, and after that, it's so easier to go from that.
All right, that's wonderful. You were able to overcome your limitations like that. On the flip side of the failure question, what is something that you're working to improve in yourself today?
On the personal level, I think what I'm looking to improve right now is just kind of building new relationships. Pretty much, it's really working on myself to better outreach and better do first impressions. I think it's just you only have one shot to make that first impression. So I'm really working on that first impression, making sure that I want to stay top of mind of people that I'm able to talk with, and I'm just hoping that they have a great time talking with me as much as I am talking with them. So it's really trying to present myself better, if I may say, for a professional level, if I may.
Beautiful. All right. Well, Louis, this has been a fantastic interview. Thank you so much. How do people find you? Where are you on social media, contact information, all that, please?
Sure. So people can find me on LinkedIn, as I'm as I was saying throughout the interview. So you can tap in Louis-Philippe Dalpe or V3 Stent, and you'll find me in there. And also, I don't know if you're able to share it, but I'll leave my email if people want to contact me with that LinkedIn URL as well. But always, just like I said, happy to get in touch with anyone interested in the space, or for my background, if I can help them also on any kind of esports level, I'd love to do so.
All right. Okay. Now, as we wrap this up, do you have any final thoughts you want to share, or anything I didn't ask you think we still need to cover?
Um, no, I think your questions were pretty good on personal level, professional level as well. So I think, and thanks a lot for the time, Bradford. I really had a blast speaking with you today. It's been a great interview, and I can't wait to see what's to come.
Absolutely. No, thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate you coming on with us today. All right. And for everybody else, I'm going to remind you all, don't be just a gamer, be a gamerpreneur.
That's great.